He's so wide. You know, I was thinking that too. He's a very wide guy. Welcome, guys. I'm going to continue this series because I had fun with this, and you know what? There were some pretty unhinged moments in it before, so we're gonna do this for fun. And also, I don't know if anybody values my opinions on like characters and whether they're any good or not. I'm not exactly like a meta person for FGO. But, you know, it's nice to get some input from people every now and then. So we have announced today Alessandro de Cagliostro, Italian, Pretender. This guy's a real person. Yes, he was about as real as it gets. Arts Pretender. Do we have an Arts Pretender? We do. We have Faker. Faker's an Arts Pretender. And so is Lady Avalon. He's a historical magician associated with Marie Antoinette. There's a lot to go into with him, so I'm not going to do that here. Sexico is a quick servant. Alright, so let's start with the base stats. 4-star, Pretender, 9,687 attack, 11,168 defense, not bad. Quick, Arts, Buster. I assume he's an art servant with that lineup. I assume. But Shining Star Hassan proved that they are doing some funky stuff. Buster 4 hits, Arts 3 hits, Quick 5 hits, extra 5 hits. Got it. Let's take a look at what he looks like. This design is alright. He looks very wide here. I don't know why he is so wide here, but he is. So it's all in all, good design. Interesting design. Somebody had told me that this is the artist who did Kamazotes. So, you know, he's got that barrel chest. Oh, here we go. He's got more shit now. His coat? Yeah, he put on his coat. He now has, like, a green menagerie of shit behind him. He's Christmas-themed? Yeah, right? The heterochromia is a nice little touch. I like his brooch. This one, yeah, it's a chain. It's definitely a chain. Ooh. Okay, now we're on to the good shit. Now, when I think of a count, I think of that shit. Now, that's nice. That shit's nice. The detail on, like, everything is insane. Why is it so ornate? Also, the background, the mirror is breaking behind him. Men, what is stopping you from dressing like this? For me, it's because I'm broke. He's
no
less
money. Spending it on gacha.
He's less wide here. They reduced him. They dehydrated him. He's not as wide. All right, I love this. I love this one to death. Also, I'm sure that somebody's made the comment that he looks like a VTuber. That's just because he's front-facing. Ooh.
My superego is against such things.
All right. I'm interested.
Now that is good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. He's looking fine as fuck there. Jesus. Ranked EX for Final Ascension. I don't know if it's EX, but it's certainly really good. He's at the Chernobyl reactors. Yeah, that's good. That's schmexy. I'm into it. Alright, but what does he do? First skill, for I am Azara. 50% battery for himself.
Step on me, daddy.
NP damage up 30%. Applies confusion on all enemies for 3 turns. A little bit awkward, but interesting. 7-turn cooldown is neat. In love with the rendering? The rendering goes so fucking hard. I mean, 50% battery is really good. Is he an AoE? Is he going to be a farmer? Do we have an arts farming Pretender now? Alright, second skill. Alphatos Continuum C. Okay, this better be good. 10-turn cooldown. Apply non-stackable guts. That brings him back with 10,000 HP. That man's got the guts. Yeah, it's just it's essentially a full revive with his health. It's just a little bit under full. And then he has a trigger when guts procs. Charges NP by 30% for self, and NP gain up 30%. I don't think that this one is tied to the guts though. I think this just happens. Is that the strongest guts in the game? It has to be, right? 10,000 revive, and then he gets the NP gain up as well. 30% NP gain, and then the extra thing where he gets another 30%. Okay, so then the question is, does his third skill kill him? That's the real question. Does his third skill, is he going to be like a Cascu, where his third skill lets him die? Because then this pops and he gets all that back, and then you can apply more guts to him and just have this keep... Oh, wait, no, it's 1 time, 5 turns, never mind. Disregard that, let's see it. Oriental martial arts. I don't think that you can say that in the year of our Lord 2024. Arts up 30%, critical damage up 30%, and then apply when doing normal attacks. So he applies, he reduces buff chance by 10% when he normal attacks for 3 turns. Well, yeah, how he gets played really depends on his NP then. Is he AoE or is he single target? He's AoE. Okay. If he was single target, you would want to play him more like an Enkidu, but this seems like he's more geared towards farming, weirdly. Farming, but incredibly good survivability. Possibly Gong's best friend. Yeah, buff chance down on attack is kind of insane. There's a lot of application for that. 4-hit arts, remove effects, okay, removes defense buffs. Oh, okay, it's undodgeable. Got it. Does that apply to the Castoria one? It does. So buff removal on NP is insanely good. Super effective against lawful enemies with a not small multiplier. 150% is really strong. Okay, so yeah, one of the only things I know that's like not even really a spoiler is that people said that this guy's the fight that you have to do with this guy in OC2 is fucking horrible. It's like really hard. And it's not a spoiler to say that you're going to fight a new servant in the story that they're being dropped in. How? I don't know, and I don't want to know. Looking at what he does, he looks really annoying. Well, if he has remove all defensive buffs on his NP, that's really annoying to do in a boss fight. Passives. Diversion Tactic EX. Star drop rate up for... What? He can make stars on his quick, or on his arts. God forbid a servant make stars on their quick. He can make it on his arts cards. So yeah, he doesn't really need... Well, it's probably not going to be as good as his quick card, but it's still going to be good. And then received effect, chance down versus... What do you mean by this? That's worded super weird. So it's harder to debuff him, is what I'm gathering from that. Harder to debuff him, and harder for him to like lose his buffs once he has them. Casted effect chance up for buff negative effect, so he's more likely to also land when he tries to remove shit. And then his arts cards just do 10% more critical damage. Okay, he's kind of crazy. That's kind of... So he plays weird. He plays very weird. It looks like you can bring him to farm. I don't know if his gains are good enough to do farming. He's a very offense-oriented... He's like a pseudo-support. He's like an offensive support. Art soloer? A little bit, I could see that. You bring him... Honestly, I could see some applications for... He's like a support for dudes. Does he hate us? No, actually. He's pretty neutral on us. It's a standard growth curve. Interesting. So, how I envision that you use this guy is you bring him... This is like a challenge quest best friend. You bring him with this skill in mind, and then you can just make it so that a lot of bosses just whiff on giving themselves their own buffs. Except the effect only lasts 1 turn. That's kind of the issue. This is interesting. I think that he might be made for farming. He might be made just like for farming and with some challenge quest application. I think he's a B tier. He seems like a solid B tier. The buff removal on his NP, though, makes him really strong, because it also looks like he can get his NP pretty consistently. He's either B or an A tier. He's either a B or an A tier unit. He's solid. I'm gonna say high B, low A. High B, low A. Roll for him. He seems very, very strong. Let's see, traits. Male, pretender, human, chaotic, balance, 4-star servant, humanoid, weak to enemy militia. Homindai can be in battle self. Okay. You need pages, babies, seeds, scarabs, spinal fluid, engines, eggs, and then a new thing. Okay. He seems good. He seems really strong. He might be... Yeah, I'm going to bump him up to my own list A tier. He's an A tier unit. If you're considering rolling for him, roll for him. He seems very powerful. All right, his Bond CE is Marie Antoinette's necklace, which I believe he was accused of stealing in history, even though I don't believe that he did. But that led to a lot of shit, him eventually being betrayed, and then I think he was executed, but I could be wrong. Bonus damage to lawful servants for 20% while he's on the field. Not great. It's okay, but it's not great.